Some songs are just great to listen to, but every now and then, a track comes along that feels more like a document, like a map to a world we might not even know exists. So, today, we're going to dive into a lyrical deconstruction of Own Side of the Map, a song that's really less about a place and more about a state of being.
And this line? This is the heart of the whole thing. It's not an apology, it's a declaration of independence. It just completely challenges the idea that there's only one map, only one right path, one definition of what success looks like. The song argues that being off the map doesn't mean you're gone, it means you're somewhere else, a place that has its own coordinates and its own value.
Okay, so to really get this, we've got to understand the world the song is building for us. It's a place that's defined not by what outsiders see, but by what the people inside it feel and live day in and day out.
And the imagery here, wow, it's so specific, so powerful. There are no skyline dreams, so the ambition isn't about escaping to some gleaming city. It's grounded right here. It's in the buzz of the streetlights, those cracked schoolyards that are still just full of life, and the community that's built on porches with grandmas as the ever-present guardians. You gotta understand, this isn't a painting of poverty. No, it's a portrait of a reality that is just so rich, so textured.
But of course, that reality doesn't exist in a bubble. It's part of a larger world that has very, very different ideas about what a good life is supposed to be. And that's where we get the main conflict of the whole song, this constant external pressure to just get out.
And there it is. That's the voice of them, right? The outside world that looks at this community and only sees what's missing. That light they're talking about, that's the conventional dream. More money, a nicer neighborhood, a totally different life. And the song presents this not as helpful advice, but as a fundamental misunderstanding of what actually holds this place together.
This comparison just lays it out so perfectly, right? These two value systems are basically at war with each other. On one side, you have their plan. It's cleaner, more structured, something you can measure in college forms and cash. And on the other side, our reality. A world of hustle hands that know how to make things work, of weathered norms that have stood the test of time, and a value that's found in stories, not in surfaces.
Okay, so if the outside world is pushing them to leave, what's that powerful force that's pulling them to stay? Well, the song has a name for it, a sacred code. It's this unbreakable bond that outsiders, they just can't comprehend it.
I mean, what a powerful metaphor. A code is a system, right? A language. And to call it sacred means it's revered, it's deeply respected, and it's protected. It suggests this whole system of mutual support that is the absolute foundation of their identity and their survival. We're not just talking about helping a neighbor out. No, this is like a core principle of how you exist.
And this line, man, it just draws such a sharp line in the sand between two different kinds of knowledge. While their plan is all about formal education, the song argues that the most valuable assets, like trust, forged through shared struggle, can only be learned on the streets. It's a totally different kind of education, one that's completely invisible to the outside world.
And this line right here gets to the absolute moral heart of that sacred code. It's a generosity that isn't about transactions. It's a really profound statement about character, suggesting a community so strong that its first instinct is to support each other, especially when things are tightest. And that is a kind of strength you just can't put a price tag on.
All right, so we've got this crazy tension, right? This huge push to leave and this deep, profound pull to stay. So how does anyone navigate that? Well, the song's bridge gives us this surprisingly elegant, really powerful answer.
So imagine this. Every young person in this world grows up seeing two signs. Get out is in bold. It's the loud, unavoidable message from society. But stay. Stay is in the lines. It's written into the cracks in the pavement, in the family histories, in the unspoken rules of the block. It's quieter, yeah, but it's etched into the very landscape of their lives.
And here's the genius move. This is the big reveal. The song completely rejects the either-or choice. For so many people, this is a real painful dilemma. But the song says you don't have to kill your roots to grow your wings. The truth is, you're both. You can be deeply grounded in where you come from and be ambitious and reach for the stars. This line just captures that dual identity so beautifully. Built from dirt, that's that grounded, humble, undeniable origin story. But they dream in rings, like planets, like infinite ripples in water. It means their aspirations are not limited by their circumstances. It's saying you can be from the block and still dream of, the entire cosmos.
So, okay, the song has totally redefined what identity can be, but it leaves us with one final, powerful argument for why staying isn't just an option, but a profound choice. And it all boils down to one simple thing. What do you choose to protect?
Let's look at this one last time, this idea of wealth. The outside world measures wealth in plans, paths, and things like cars. But the song's final argument is that the real wealth lies in their scars, which are proof of survival, their heart, and the collective soul of their community. And those are assets you can't sell. You can't just pack them up and move them.
And all of this leads to the one huge ultimate question, the one that outsiders always ask, the one that hangs over every decision. After everything we've heard, why not just leave? Why not take the quote-unquote easy way out?
And the song's answer is just simple. It's definitive, and it's so powerful. Staying gets completely reframed. It's not failure. It's not a lack of options. No, it's an act of guardianship. It's a duty to protect the culture, the people, those sacred codes that gave you everything that truly matters. It's loyalty as an action.
So, in the end, the song kind of turns the mirror back on us, you know? We all get handed maps by society, by our families, by our jobs. They all tell us where to go and what's important. But the song leaves us with this one last thought. Who really gets to draw the lines that define your world?